If you want to learn something about an Indigenous culture, you need to seek out the people and talk with them. You never can be the same as them, but you can come to understand why Indigenous peoples are around the world, because no Indigenous culture is the same. Every Indigenous tribal culture is totally different. But one thing we have in common with Indigenous world is that we look at a holistic picture, and that is respect. You can't go back and live in a world of 200 years ago. You must let that go, and all the sadness and the terrible things that happen must be left behind. And we are now working in a world of finding a new way of being Indigenous without losing our Indigenous in this Western world. That's not easy. What I've seen of the Sacred Fire Foundation, because I've had to look into it, they have honoured great people like Chief Warren Lyons, who I've worked with under the initiative, Rigoberto Menchu's Initiative for Peace during the Zapatista and other areas, and Marcus Trainer, who hosted the karaoke meeting, because who else is going to tell the world about the karaoke document or Chief Warren Lyons' work or any of the others' work? Because if you can publicise that work through these people, you're not publicising them, but they're able to talk about the world's Indigenous people's work. So that's where I see it's my perspective of where I see the Sacred Fire Foundation is. To me, it was fantastic, because it honoured all the Indigenous peoples of the world. It didn't just honour me. It honoured all the Indigenous leaders that have come and gone, and I felt very humble to bring them back after talking to some of my people back home and elsewhere. They said, accept it, because the award will be acknowledged by going to the school to help them to travel to a big city which they've never been to. It will help to get books into the school, and so the beneficiaries of the award will be the children. Just keep up the wonderful work that the foundation does. I believe they're mainly volunteers on this foundation, they're not paid. And if anybody wants to subscribe to the Sacred Fire Foundation, I couldn't think of a better way of doing it than what is being done by the foundation at this time.